Today we're looking at 0.31 acres of land for sale in Florida's Panhandle for going for $13K. And I'm going to cover the top things that will help you determine whether this property is the right fit for you based on our experience selling close to 700 parcels of land. So first, let's see where we're located. Now this property again is in Florida's Panhandle. It is to the west of Tallahassee and to the east of Pensacola, kind of halfway in between those two areas. We're in the Sunny Hills section of Washington County. This is a more rural area, so not an area where you're not going to have neighbors right on top of you. But there is development going on. You can see there are a couple of homes nearby. So this kind of lot, and if we go to the street view here, you'll see this is like I said, more rural area, a lot of greenery, a lot more space and privacy, not as much development here. Again, you're not going to have neighbors right on top of you, but there are people building here, so you know this is an area where people have been successful building. So now this property would be for someone looking for a more affordable parcel of land, a place where you can get away from crowds, big cities, all of that. As one buyer said, somewhere where you're not going to get yelled at every time your dogs bark. It is not necessarily for someone who is looking for a parcel right in the middle of a city or suburb where you have all the amenities and public utilities right at your doorstep. Okay, so we can see here more from the footage. The roads are in good condition. A lot of greenery still, a number of homes. You can see there's actually one just 2 parcels over, a fairly big home here. Power lines in the area. There are power lines over here as well, but you would need to extend them a bit. All right. So the next major question that always comes up is, here we can see more images. There is a lake nearby as well. Okay, but the next big question that always comes up is what can you use the property for? Because of course, a lot of people are looking for land that does not have as many restrictions. Or at least you want to know that what you can do with what you want to do with the property, you can. So I'll start by saying there's no HOA, so no additional layer of private restrictions here, no dues, nothing like that. And we are in the Sunny Hills Mixed Use District within Washington County. And I'll pull up the zoning ordinance so we can see what's allowed there. This is the Sunny Hills District right here. P stands for permitted uses. So this is a mixed use district. It does allow some commercial as well as residential uses, but the primary use for this property, I would assume, would be residential for most people who would be interested in buying this property. But you can see that accessory dwelling units are permitted as would be an adult daycare center. And there are some of these other commercial uses that are permitted. But as I said, most likely given the size of this parcel and the surrounding area, it would most likely be residential, or residential would make the most sense here. And residential is allowed, so if we go down, where is it? Yep, single family homes are allowed here. But I will note that RVs are not allowed, and according to our research, mobile homes aren't either. So this again is a lot for someone who would be looking either for an investment property or a property to put more of a traditional stick-built home on the lot. Of course, you can always call the county to go over their rules and regulations and confirm them. This is just the information based on our own research. And that brings us, when we're talking about building, that brings us to utilities, another major question that's very important to understand. And here, according to our research, public water is available. Electricity is available in the area. It's approximately 180 meters from the property. So as I pointed out on the drone footage, approximately where the power lines are, we can go back to that here. Yeah, over by this house here, there would be power lines. So they stop here at this house a few blocks over. That's important to understand. And in this area, a septic system would be required. All right, now because we are in Florida, I know another major question is about flood zones. So I'm going to pull up the property in our due diligence software so we can check for some of these major potential issues that you find in Florida. Right, so I will start by saying this property is not in a special hazard flood zone. So that does mean no additional insurance requirements or requirements to elevate the home. As I said, you can see that a lot in Florida. Doesn't necessarily mean that a property is no-go if it's in a special hazard flood zone, but it does have some additional things you need to keep in mind. And this property is not in one. So that's a big plus. It is also relatively flat here in Florida at an elevation of about 140 feet. And the other thing I want to point out is that there are no wetlands on the property. That can also be an issue that can prevent building, so that's a good sign as well. And because we need a septic system here, I will pull on the soil overlay. This is a big thing that we look for when we're acquiring properties. We want to see that the soil type, the major soil type on the property, is a soil type that has had homes built on it. So you can see there have been homes built on this same soil type. Very good sign for a septic system. Of course, that's not a replacement for a perk test, but it is a very good sign that the soil can support a septic system. Its CAP score is also 3, which is a pretty good CAP score, one that would not make us overly concerned about septic systems. Right. And that then brings us to price. But actually, before I go there, I forgot to mention, because I know markets and hospitals are another major important, like knowing how far they are is important for determining whether a property will work for you or not. So this area does have a fair amount of development. There are a couple markets very close by, maybe about 10 minutes away. And then there are medical centers, actually a hospital, more like 20, 25 minutes away as well up here. And this one is in Chipley. All right. So that brings us to price. And briefly, before I get into that, I do want to introduce the company in a little more detail. So my name's Erica. I do have a company that sells vacant land. Our mission is to help people across the country become landowners and build their own version of the American dream. And we have helped close to 700 people become landowners at this point. You can find all of our properties at land.gocap.com. We do have a number of properties in Florida right now, so if this particular lot doesn't work for you, you can check out some of our other properties in the state. If you're interested in other states as well, we do have properties throughout the U.S. And we are not real estate agents, so we only sell properties that our company owns. That does mean we can offer owner financing on all of them. So for this particular property, which is actually, I should point out, number 836 on our website, the property in Washington County on Abbott Street. This particular property is priced at $12,997 plus the dock fee. As I said, we do offer owner financing as well, but you won't see set owner financing terms on the listing page, and that is because we tailor our owner financing terms to meet the needs of each individual buyer. So we will create personalized owner financing terms for you. All you have to do is reach out and let us know what kind of down payment and monthly payment would work for your budget, and we will come up come up with terms that make the property affordable for you. I will say, though, that the higher the down payment, the lower the interest rate. So that's just something to keep in mind when you're thinking about your budget. I also do want to be upfront about one term that comes with owner financing, which is that we do say there's no building on or living on the property until the end of the loan term. This is for liability reasons, but you can use the property for recreational purposes as long as you're in compliance with all local rules and regulations. And we do often allow minor improvements, so things like clearing, grading, fencing, pretty much anything that doesn't require a permit. And if you are thinking of doing some of those smaller items to get the property ready for you, just let us know and we will work with you. The last thing I'll say is that there is no prepayment penalty as well, so you can always pay off the loan early and get started building. This will let you save on interest, and if you pay off fast enough, you can get cash back as well. So we do have a cashback rewards program. If you pay off in 6 months, you'll get 5% cash back on the purchase price. And if you pay off in 12 months, you'll get 2.5% cash back on the purchase price. Now, another thing that I had heard from a lot of buyers is that a common concern is how much, especially among first-time land buyers, is how many things you might need to think about or research before buying a property. And a number of buyers had expressed some concern that they might not catch everything before they purchase a lot. So to solve for that, we created a 365-day land exchange guarantee. This is sort of like our GPS system for owner financing. So just like with GPS, if you take a wrong turn, it can reroute you get you back on track. With this, if you find out that a property you purchased is not actually right for you, you can always exchange it for a different one within the first year of owner financing. All you have to do is pay another doc fee, but the whole principal you'd paid toward the first property gets transferred over to the new one. And this way, you get a property that really works for you. The other thing that we provide is a landowner success bundle, and this comes free with every purchase. It's a set of 9 bonuses designed to help you get the most out of your land and provide some support along the way once you become a landowner. So these bonuses include exclusive offers with mobile home manufacturers and dealers for Gokce Capital purchasers, monthly landowner Q&A calls with me. So if you have any questions once you own the property or need assistance with getting set up, any of that, you can join these calls and get support from me. Every purchase also comes with a complimentary vacation voucher that's valid for a 3-night hotel stay in one of over 50 global locations, and a hotel savings card that has a $500 value you can use to buy down hotel stays throughout the U.S. And these are designed to help offset the cost of moving to the property or visiting it, or just a vacation to celebrate land ownership. You can also request a free 30-minute architectural consultation with me because I do have a background in architecture. So if you're looking to build, we can go over some of the common next steps, things you should think about, top tips for doing a construction project. We also spent a couple months putting together a homesteading guide and building and zoning guide. These are close to 100 pages each. They cover everything that we believe you should know about homesteading or building. And those are provided free as well with every purchase, along with our post-closing checklist and neighbor lookup tutorial. So all of these bonuses come free with any purchase of land. You get them once the deed is recorded. So that's either upfront with a cash sale or at the end of the loan term with owner financing. And again, if you are interested in this property, or you would like to talk about owner financing, or just go over which property might make the most sense for you, you can book a call with me at call.gokcap.com. On the call again, let us know what kind of down payment and monthly payment you're thinking. Also, if there are any minor improvements you would like to make during the loan term, that would be helpful to know as well so we can work with you. And again, you can find all of our properties, including this one, at land.gokcap.com. If you're on our website, this property is number 836 It's the property in Washington County on Abbott Street. Finally, we do have a free land giveaway that we run twice a year to get the word out about our company. If you'd like to be in the running for free land, you can check out all the details at freelandgiveaway.com. We will be running our next free land giveaway on July 4th. On that day, we will give away live the lowest value property in our inventory. You can also find the short video, 1 minute, on the free land giveaway and how to participate on our YouTube homepage. Just search Gokce Capital and go down to free land giveaway promotion. Finally, my partner and I are live every day at 5 p.m. Eastern on YouTube. We do free property reviews. So if you're looking at other properties and you would like us to take a look at them for free, join any day, 5 p.m. Eastern, and leave your property in the chat. So thank you for watching.